welcome back to my Kitten Reads. I'm Eleanor, and this very, very large stack of books is books that I want to reread soonish. So I think I saw someone else's video recently about books I want to reread. And then I was thinking I'm in a bit of a slump at the moment. I've been having some ankle problems, so I haven't been going to the gym and reading there. The audiobook that I'm rereading, I'm doing very slowly because it's just not clicking with me, because it is the one Way with Children book that I don't really click very well with. I'm still working on it, but it's a slow thing. Also, I've been listening to a lot of music rather than audiobooks because a lot of the work that I've been doing has been requiring brain power. So yeah, things are really slow at the moment. I'm a bit of a slump, having difficulty, reading things, particularly new things. So I'm thinking I might need to do some rereading. And then I was thinking there's a whole bunch of books that I have that I've only read once or just haven't read for a very long time. Mostly that I've only read once and I really, really loved them. So I should probably put them on the pile to reread. And now I've got this massive pile of books to talk about. So what is on my pile of books to reread soonish? So the first things I have is a trilogy, and you'll be surprised, I think, that this is on this pile, in that it's a Tamora Pierce trilogy. It's the Beka Cooper books. So we have Terrier, and we have Bloodhound, and we have Mastiff. And Mastiff is pretty much the reason that this series is on this pile, because I'm not sure if I've ever actually reread Mastiff. I know I've reread at least once Terrier and Bloodhound. But I can't remember if I reread Mastiff, because I know I didn't the last time I reread them. Because Mastiff it's good, it's excellent, it's total, it's Beka Cooper, I love it, but it was emotionally difficult because the twist was not something I saw coming, and the twist hurt, like really hurt. It hurt the characters and it hurt me. So I'm not sure if I've actually reread it, so this has kind of put this whole series on the reread pile because I really should reread it. And it's been a long time actually since I've reread me some Tamora Pierce, so this may as well be it. So what else? Another series, and this of novellas, and that is the Binti series, which I only have 2 in hard copy. Binti Home I don't seem to have. These Binti was one of the really early Tor.com novellas that I read. I completely fell in love with it. I raved over it. And it introduced me to Nnedi Okorafor, whose work I love. And I haven't read all of her work, but I've read a lot of it and I love it. But I haven't reread it. And so some of the details, and particularly in the second and third book, are getting a bit vague. And so it's probably time to do a reread of the Binti trilogy. So yeah, I really, really loved these books the first time around, but it's been a long time since I've read them. So they are on the pile. Much shorter than the Beka Cooper series, but definitely on the pile. Now we come to a couple of standalones, but by the same author, who these are the only books of his that I have read, but I really, really loved them. And they were great fun. So we have Frogkisser by Garth Nix, and we have Newt's Emerald by Garth Nix. So these are 2 very different books. This is a bit of a fairy tale play around, it's a frog prince, but it's kind of Frog Prince turned upside down and turned into a quest to save the kingdom. So it was hilarious, and there were a lot of references to a whole bunch of pop culture stuff and fairy tales, and I really, really, really liked it. So that I would love to reread. And Newt's Emerald was like a Regency YA girl dressed as boy missing jewel romp of a mystery, and with magic that I absolutely loved. Yeah, so because it plays with a whole bunch of my favorite tropes. So yeah, so those two books I also want to really read, and you know, one-offs could be a pretty quick one to reread. Here is another novella. This one is a much older novella. This is The Word for World is Forest by Ursula LeGuin. So this is less fun. This impacted me hugely when I got around to reading it. So I hadn't read any Ursula Le Guin for a long time until I read The Left Hand of Darkness, which was for a class, and I loved that. And then I picked up this at some stage, and it's the same world as The Left Hand of Darkness, but it's a different planet, and it punched me in the gut as a really brutal look at what colonization does to a people, a culture, and a language. And that hit right home for me. I kind of want to reread this soon, actually, because I keep telling Dad he should read it, and I'm not sure he has. So with Christmas coming up, maybe I should reread it and then take it down for him to reread. So yeah, so this one's gonna hurt rereading. It's very short, thankfully. But yeah, something that I've been thinking about on and off for a long time and would really like to reread. So that's The Word for World is Forest by Ursula Le Guin. Then we have The Goblin Emperor by Katherine Addison, which I only have in paperback because I decided I wanted to reread it ages ago, bought the paperback, and then didn't get around to it. So it went on a pile and went on the shelf, and I just didn't reread it. So I reread I think I read this the year that it was nominated for the Hugo Award. I think it was nominated for the Hugo Award, and it was really early on in my Hugo reading days, and I really liked it. And I know she's written more recently another novel in this world. It's sort of a companion novel, which I can't even remember the name of, but I've lost a lot of details in my head about The Goblin Emperor, and I really enjoyed it, so I would really like to pick that up again. Then a classic that I want to reread is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I read this for a class, really loved it, and I don't think I've read it again since. So I kind of want to read it after it's been quite a few years, and I'd like to read it with the sort of years on perspective that I now have. So, and that I know a lot more about the book, and I know a lot more about Mary Shelley herself. So yeah, I'd like to really reread this one and see how I react to it a second time. And then the final books on my reread list are Vigil, Corpselight and Restoration by Angela Slatter. So this is the Verity Fassbinder trilogy. Angela Slatter is a local Australian author. I loved these when they came out. It's urban fantasy set in Brisbane. There's a lot of references, even though I'm not a Brisbane person, I'm Australian, and so I recognise a lot of the references. And it was an amazing read. There was there were mysteries, there was action, there was magic and creatures and all sorts of stuff, and I really loved the series. I still live in hope that maybe one day we'll get more Verity, because there were plot lines that were not knotted off. Like, they're still open. There are threads that are still open. So I live in hope one day we will get more Verity Fassbinder. But as it is, I really want to reread this trilogy. So that is the last set of books that is on my reread sometime soon-ish pile. So that's a lot of books. I'm obviously not going to read them all really soon. I might pick up one or two, like before the end of the year, maybe. If it's a series, maybe more than that. But yeah, that is what I want to read in the sort of the break that I have now that I've finished university. I've finished a bunch of other stuff. Work's not too bad. I'm going on holidays soon. The house is tidy because I had an inspection this week. I've got nothing pressing down on me. So apart from work. So for the next month, I don't even have any motorsport for the next 6 weeks. So yeah, I'm hoping maybe I can actually get some rereading done, and that will help me get me out of this reading slump. So if you've read any of those books, love to discuss them in the comments, what I remember of them. Like, subscribe if you would like to, and I will see you all again really soon. Bye.